Great. Let's go back to our master screen, and let's go into Setup and Audio I/O. We're going to skip around a little bit and go to the other side of the menu, and go to the Setup thing, and we just selected the Audio I/O. What does this show us, Scott?
So this is going to show you all of the ports that you have available on this desk currently. So currently you see your audio I/O, or your local I/O, your rack 1, rack 2, MGB, which is a MADI device, and then your Waves I/O is all built in.
So local I/O, let's start right there. On the back of every board, you have 8 local inputs and 8 local outputs, okay? So your local inputs are labeled as like, you have your Spotify left and right, you have your front of house talkback, you have your Keep Row playback left and right, okay? Those are all your local inputs. Your local outputs are your recording feed left and right, your lobby feed are all assigned to these local I/O. So that's, when it says local I/O, it's referring to these jacks right here on the back locally of the console, okay?
It's also, on the screen, it's also going to show you what you have available in that port.
What's assigned to it.
What's assigned to it. And then you can also see what is actually assigned, like what that port is assigned to, what that input, like that analog input is assigned to fader-wise. If it's on the desk, you can see the label. You can see if audio is passing there.
Right. So next we see the 2 racks, which I told you guys, everybody has 2 racks, whether it's D rack or D2 rack, you all have 2 racks. Those, as I said, travel over Ethernet cable, which plug into these ports right here. It says it's labeled rack Ethernet. And if those were connected to the racks, you would have green check marks here on these racks to show that they were connected, good to go. And here you can see this is set up for a D2 rack, which has 48 inputs and 24 outputs, or 32 outputs, I'm sorry. Wait, I counted way wrong. 48 inputs and 32 outputs. And so it shows me everything that's assigned to each of those ports, where I have it patched to, and shows me the gain settings for those. I also have everything named based on where it's going, which you see here. Okay? So that's everything.
Something else noteworthy.
Yes.
In this section, like if you're experiencing an issue where you're not seeing signal on the input channel itself, and you believe everything is routed properly, you can come into your audio I/O and say, okay, I know that kick drum is coming in on Snake Channel 1. Okay, I'm on Snake Channel 1. I can see that I've got phantom power on it. I can line check in the audio I/O, and you can listen to it. You can adjust the gain, phantom power, everything through this menu. It's not going to be your go-to for adjusting all of that stuff, right. But it's like if you're trying to troubleshoot an issue, or it's something that you don't necessarily have on your desk that you want to adjust real quick, you can go in and find that channel that way.
Yeah, I'm just going to add another port really quick and add a D-rack so we can all see. This is what your D-rack at our portables, you have the D-racks, that's what the window would look like for a D-rack.
And you can actually listen to a channel at front of house. You can listen to the socket from front of house without assigning it to a channel, an input channel strip.
Great. I want to go back to the matrix really quick because we have a macro that does something cool with the matrix outputs and our music playback for the mornings. Okay, so our campus teams, can you go back to the matrix? Our campus teams arrive in the mornings. They set up their lobby environments, including speakers set up outside, which we're feeding. And they typically want to have music playing up there, right? So we're getting set up. We add our Spotify music, or start that computer, get it going. This board doesn't have it actually because it's a little bit different at Spotsy than in our portables. But at your portables, you have a macro that says lobby audio. What that's doing, just so you understand, and maybe this makes things clearer for you, that macro is taking all of our band inputs in the room, okay, and turning them off in the lobby. It's also taking the playback mix, so Spotify routes through the playback mix, and it turns it off in the room. That means we can have Spotify playing, push up the fader, and it's going out into the lobby and not in the room, and the band is playing in the room and not going to the lobby via that one macro, which isn't set up here, but you have a button labeled lobby audio. It does all of that automatically with a single button press. So that means first thing in the morning, you get your console turned on, get your Spotify computer set up, play music, push the fader up, push that button, which mutes the band out there so that you guys can do rehearsal and not bother the lobby, and they can have music and it's not playing in the room. So you get that going, they're happy out there, you get through your whole rehearsal and run through, then you hit that button again and it restores everything to being back on to where your band mix is now going to the lobby, your Spotify is playing back in the room as well, and then for the remainder of the day, they take your full mix for the rest of the day for the lobby, for the optional seating. So that's what your lobby audio is doing, and that's the benefit of mixing through the matrix for that. Cool.